Curly style and rip his helmet off.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
So
but yeah. Back to the tournament of the
yeah,
Lakers. They definitely took it serious.
yeah, they
I don't
did.
know, and I actually applaud that though. I applaud LeBron for that, because he kind of like set that tone, of like, hey, we're gonna take this serious. I know people are like, making a lot of memes and stuff now about them potentially putting the banner up for the season tournament, but I do think if you want this to be something that's gonna be legitimized later on down the line, you need to try to take it serious now. Yeah, we kind of laugh at it because it's in the tournament, but eventually, if it's anything like what they do overseas, in soccer, over there it's a big deal. The NCAA tournaments are a big deal over there. But it took time to build up that tradition. So,
Someone
um,
said, like, look, $500,000 is a whole lot of money.
yeah, I mean, you got guys like two-way players, who's making about five, six, $700,000,
Yeah.
on their
Now,
contract.
unfortunately, if they're in LA, the winners, so y'all probably gonna get what 2,300. I'm gonna say 230. Yeah, that seems
Mm,
about right. They'll probably get about 230.
yeah,
Because that's a check. It
yeah,
sucks, but look, Cali gonna take their cut. Although, in which the reason why I'm saying that though, taxes wise, that might actually help some of you smaller franchises. If you say, hey, look, we could raise the money up, instead of 500, let's say every player gets 750.
yeah,
But you know what? Guess what happens if you are a solid role player? Yeah, you can go play for the Lakers and have Cali take your cash, or you could come to Memphis.
yeah. But I can see cases where, like, in the future, obviously, I'm not being in nobody's pockets here when I say that, so I'm being disrespectful, of course. But I can see cases in the future where, like, say the Suns next year win it, for instance. I can see
Mhm.
a case where KD, Book, and Bill be like, "Hey, we're gonna give our 500,000 to. We're gonna spread it out amongst the other guys, and give them a bigger bonus. I can see that happening, because
Oh,
yeah, again, respect
yeah.
nobody's pockets,
Of the
but
of
I
the
can.
NBA players I've met, that's not they. Man, some of these dudes, I don't want to call them cheap
Oh
because
no.
some of them are most definitely not cheap. Is not the word I would use. Financially irresponsible is the word I would use.
Mm-hmm.
But I could think of one that used to play in Houston.
Too hard.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say his name,
Oh my
but
bad.
'cause I didn't want to expose this man. But that dude, no, he ain't giving his teammates a dime.
Yeah, but
Ew.
I'm just saying, like, I can see that being a thing, what kind of
I think the
what people
culture
would
of the
do.
team. I think the culture, but you are correct. Like, if this was when the Spurs had Tim Duncan and company, I could definitely see Tim Duncan and Tony Parker saying, "Yeah, you know what? We'll take our checks. We'll pass it to the guys, who didn't get a lot of PT or the role players who really helped us."
Hmm.
I do think certain cultures of the team, but this new generation, nah, that new generation, they're not worried about that.
Yeah, but I did see an interesting thing. I don't agree with this, by the way, but and we actually mentioned this when we were brainstorming a while back when this was announced. But there are people who are like, people in the NBA actually, so not just this isn't just fans talking now, who actually suggesting that maybe the NCAA tournament team should get an automatic playoff spot. Again, I never liked that idea, but
I think,
I
but
personally think just give them the extra game on their schedule, like in the win column, like reward them with that win, to where like at the end of the day, at the end of the season, if it comes down to a game or two, they have the extra game to nudge them up.
what I think would be a good one is if you win the in season tournament because I'm gonna say marrying of the ideas. It's a tiebreaker.
Hmm.
Like
That too.
just simple. Like if you're like, oh well, we had 52 wins, and like the Lakers finished 52-30, and somebody else finished 52-30. They're like, yeah, but the Lakers get the seed
Yep.
because they won the in season tournament. They're the number one seed because
Yep. Another idea that I saw, I don't like this one as much, but again, it's not ideas, it is what it is. Was someone? This is actually a fan, but someone mentioned that maybe the team that win the NCAA tournament should get their final ranking, the final standings, bumped up by 2 spots. Meaning, if they finish fourth, they should jump up to second. Again, I don't like shit like that because you got to
Hmm.
factor in how far back they are. Like if they're like 6 games
Right.
back, it's like, come on now, it's
That's
ridiculous.
what I said. Like that was tough,
Yeah,
but I will say this. I think it's a positive sign for the NBA that people are very interested and motivated, and even having ideas to improve it. I think that's gonna be. I think the tournament's here to stay. I will say, and I think from talking to people, it seems like everyone really enjoyed the in season tournament. I'm here for it. Like that.
yeah,
That's been focus. And also, to be fair, I think one of the best things that's good for the NBA this season has been amazing.
yeah. No, it's just some great basketball. Like one of the things I kind of would like them to do moving forward with the in season tournament is I know how they had the pool, like the pool play was like Tuesdays and Fridays, and it was like, kind of scattered around, but you had your regular games mixed in between. Part of me want them to just lump it all at once. Like, okay, between November 20th through December, whatever, every game that's gonna be played is gonna be a pool game or the tournament itself when it starts off. And that way it just gives that whole that whole time it's like this it's the whole vibe of like this is the in season tournament going on. As opposed to kind of breaking it up, which it worked, for scheduling purposes. So I understand it. Because the way they did it, it kind of spread out and it made the games in November and a lot more important because it was like it was spread out over time. But I like the idea of just doing it all at once and just for like a 2 or 3 week stretch, just like this is all you play your pool games, then we go to the tournament, and I think it'll just give that whole vibe of like we're in tournament season. But that's just one of my little that's something that doesn't have to happen because the way they did it actually worked, well. But that's just something that I kind of look at.
No, I like it. I'm here for it. I hope the NBA keeps it going. I will
Yeah,
say. Really hope they keep it going.
yeah. Next thing we look forward to with the NBA is the All Star break. So, be interested to see now you know, we did just pass the unofficial trade day of the NBA just happened. So you probably see some trades coming up soon. And by unofficial trade day, what I mean is that like a lot of those players who signed those contracts in the summer are now eligible to be
Oh
traded now. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, we kind of so we kind of hit that milestone of the NBA. So be interesting to see if guys like Zach LaVine gets moved. I know he's one of the big ones. Pascal Siakam is another big one. Maybe OG Anunoby. I don't think he's only traded though, but he might get moved. It's a lot of names, that can really help out some of these contenders.
I'm looking at Zach Levine, like especially him, because Siakam. I'm not sure what contender could use his services right now, but Levine. I think Levine can help a team get over the hump.
Hmm.
I think he can help a team. I'm not knocking Siakam. Like I think Siakam's a solid player, but I just don't see a contender that could use him.
Yeah.
You know, but as
If
far
I'm
as
a if I'm a team like the Celtics or the team like I don't know, I'm trying to think out west here. Team like New Orleans, or a guy who I'm trying to get. Now, granted, I wouldn't trade him if is Jonathan Isaac. He's finally healthy. Granted, the kind of manages minutes, but when he's been on the court defensively, he's been an absolute monster. And he's a guy who, if he's on a contender like a Boston or something like that, come in, give you 15 to 20 minutes of playoff basketball, like 12 of those minutes in the second half. Um, like I think he can really change some games for you in the playoffs. Like that's a guy who I'm getting on the phone with and trying to get. And because of his injury history and because he's not starting, you might be able to get him for cheap. To be honest with you, but if I'm the Magic, I'm not trading him because the Magic are currently third in the East. They're playing great basketball, and I think you want to keep him, obviously. But if I'm a contender, that's a guy that I'm like, hey, is is Isaac available? And I would at least throw it out there, like, hey, is he available?
see, I think hmm, it's who else I think needs to get a change of place. and I've said this for a while, but I think it's finally time. And I don't think they're gonna do it, but they should. Because while Isaac, I think would be a great piece for a team like the Celtics. Although I will also say this: if the Lakers had the cap space, I would go after Isaac
Yeah.
because I think that would be a huge help for them. Because he
It
can
would be.
play a couple of different spots. No, Isaac would be a great pickup for them. Another team I think that should go after Isaac is I would like to see the Sixers do it just because I'm a fan of Joel Embiid. I know the Sixers are just like a I don't know how to describe them. They're a good team. They got rid of Harden. They seem
They
like they can
got better. So like they got
gotten a
Harden.
lot better since they got rid of Harden. Like I said, so bringing in a guy who can help get some stops and can score the basketball would be a great pickup.
Yeah. Now
But
again, like I
or
said,
is a
he's
big
not
dog.
necessarily on the market. I'm just saying if